Alright, hey Blood Dads, we're on vacation, a little mini vacation 2 weeks before school actually starts for my girls, and then it'll be my training prep orientation week before we go back to school for our school districts. But anyway, we're here at Ponce de Leon Spring State Park. Let me go ahead and turn you around and show you our trip from where we are in Lonark Village, about 2.5 hours away to here. We were actually an hour, just an hour north of Panama City. All right, here we go. We're gonna take our walk. Let me pause it. Now, as we're walking up to the entrance of Ponce de Leon Springs, it's a Wednesday. We got here, we thought this place was gonna be busy, but luckily it's a weekday, it's a Wednesday. And the parking lot was half full, which is great at 11:30, not bad. But there's the entrance fee per vehicle is what time it closes. So you pay right over here, and then you park in the parking lot right in front of you. So this parking lot, I'm gonna guess somewhere around 80 to 100 spaces. And then directly off to your right is the actual Ponce de Leon Springs. So we're gonna walk down there, but as you can see, I'm walking through the parking lot, and we'll show you some of the accommodations and amenities that they have here at Ponce de Leon. So they got about 5 handicap spaces, which is very helpful for those that need the help. Now this parking lot only has a few select trees really to help with the shade of your car. Other than that, it's pretty open. Up ahead here, this is where the men's and ladies locker rooms, restrooms are. And they also have an AED, which is part of their part of a state park. So that's what's mandated. So I'm going to show you some of the history here of those folks right there. There's an old sawmill. This is what it used to look like. There used to be a jumping platform, as you can see there. So I don't know how old these pictures are. And then this is the current state of it right now. So let me go ahead and show you what that looks like. So they have a nice ramp coming down here. So you look off to your right and left, they've got pavilions where you could picnic. You got a volleyball court there beyond those trees. You have a shower. Unfortunately with the shower, it causes a little mess. So all this water that comes down for people to rinse off, unfortunately it causes a little stream and a river and gets really muddy and messy down here. So that's the only thing that detracts, and everything is going downhill. Plenty of signage talking about the great birding trail there and there. And then talking about protecting our springs, which is so vitally important. So I saw the ranger, he was coming around every couple hours and was checking on the trash and the recyclables. And there are bears here in Florida, black bears. Be aware. You know what that's all about, being in North Carolina, being up close to one. And in Virginia. This is in every state park, speaking up for the springs. So again, there's plenty of spaces in and around the spring itself. Again, like I said, pavilions, places where you can go ahead and cook. So we're going to go to one part of the springs right over here. we'll show you where the boil is. So they have a nice partition where you can go ahead and sit. Fortunately, these kids are jumping off, which they shouldn't. But this is a nice natural area right over here. You can see how they've made this semicircle, and they've got a seawall right over here. Right in that area right there is the spring boil. It is not very strong at all. It's deep, but not very strong. It's very, very silty, so it's very hard to see down there. And right now, you can see how not clear the water is. They have a nice jumping platform, as you saw in that picture. It juts out from where they were right there. A nice area where the kids can play and sit. This is more concrete versus this area, which is just sand. So that area stretches from there all the way to that perimeter, to that island right over there. You can see the cypress trees. Not a lot of fish in here at all. Minnows, maybe a couple of sunfish. Other than that, there's really not a lot of wildlife in here. So this boil, it's a magnitude 2, and then it empties out and goes to that bridge right over there. So that's where we're gonna go. This is a great spot for the kids to jump. So they've got steps right over here and right over there. The great thing about this park too is that it has a ramp. So it has an ADA ramp that goes down over here and onto that platform right over here, or this platform right over here. There's Blab Dad Daughter number 2 right there. We're going in the trail. So this is where we're seated right over here in this area. We picked this area just because it's nice and close. I love it when there's just a bench, and that bench where we can set up all our stuff and oversee everything right in front of us like we've been doing all day so far. So right now we're gonna pause it and we're gonna go right into that trail right over there. All right, so this concrete area, again, that's a nice spot right over here that juts out. You can set up your stuff there if you'd like. There's another stairway that goes down into the spring over here, as well as over here. So we've got this bridge that's gonna lead us to a trail. This water is cold. It's very, very cold. It's definitely in the low 70s. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and show you the map. So this is the map right over here. There's the spring, leads to the spring run. Sandy Creek goes right along here, and you're gonna see how brown the river is compared to the spring. And once we end up over here, then you'll see the difference between the clear spring and the brown water. All right, here we go. Definitely gators in here. So this is Sandy Creek. And you can see how fast it's running. So no doubt because of the rains from yesterday. All right. So let's take you all the way around to where both Sandy Creek and the end of the Ponce de Leon spring run ends, where they both meet.
Don't get close to that. That's running pretty slippery. Oh. Uh-oh.
There's some benches right over here to overlook the creek if you want to sit there. But I've been bitten already a lot. There's a lot of mosquitoes here. Oops, what's that noise? Now the number of wildlife here that we've seen in the water is there's not a lot at all. So we saw a turtle. I've seen, so like I said, sunfish, minnows. That's about it. You can go forward, but you can't make a left because it's underwater.
Oh.
But you can go forward until it stops. Yeah, come on. That's what I meant. It stops up ahead.
Okay.
So that's why we're going to go back.
Okay.
But part of the creek's flooded over here, which leads into some of this swamp, and that's why there's lots of mosquitoes. This is a great breeding place for mosquitoes, everybody.
Breeding?
Go make a left or right. Right. This leads us back to the creek. Or the spring run, sorry.
Oh, yeah. This is a pretty big spring.
Now you guys make a right. Right here.
To get in?
No, just go make a right. You could, because we're gonna walk down to the right.
Oh.
And there's the spring run.
Oh, yeah.
So this is where you could start to see the difference in water quality. So it's cloudy over here, and now it starts to get more murky and murky until you get to this spot right over here. And then you can see the mix of the sandy creek and the end of the spring run right over here. So that goes to Sandy Creek. So now we're gonna walk back. And I didn't even see that on the other side. I guess there's another trail. There's a trail and there's a bridge right there. Never saw that. Here's the spring run right here.
You don't think anything's gonna kill him?
I know there's turtles, but I saw a snapper and someone caught it.
Starting to rain. A little sprinkling action. So this is a relatively short walk. You say 30 minutes. This is not 30 minutes. As you can see, this boardwalk right over here. And you can see how clear the water is. Look how clear the water is. It's really clear because it's the spring run. So on the other side of the bridge, you can come and swim over here if you'd like. There's another entrance right over there where those people are. They can come into the water right over there. Right over there. So this is just another area you can swim in. Very cold. And this leads you to the actual park itself. Alright everybody, so Blad Dads, if you like what you see here, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell and share this information so you can come down to Ponce de Leon Springs, just 1 hour north of Panama City, so you can enjoy the super cold water here, as I already experienced. So let me go ahead and give you one more look from left to right, from the bridge over to where we're sitting. All right, see you the next spring.